Hi, okay, so I have the work here from the first jump to fit it in the screen. Sorry, I have to cut my face off. But as you can see, right here is the display of the distance and the time. And this time in the middle is the half time, which is 0.3, so the full time of the jump would be 0.6 seconds. And the distance jumped is 1.95 meters. And so you take those two components and you use them to find these, which would make up your horizontal and vertical component, as well as your initial velocity, which would be the actual velocity that I took off the ground with, and the angle at which I took off the ground. And now if that angle is closer to the horizontal component, or so it's a smaller angle, more acute, it will be a larger horizontal component, and then if it's closer to the vertical will be larger. So in this case, the angle is smaller, so the horizontal distance is farther, but the vertical is necessary to get better distance on the jump, which will make sense because once you take those components to find the max height, which in this case is 0.44 meters, without a high vertical, which you use right here, you half the vertical and then multiply it by half the time. If the vertical was higher, the max height would be higher, and if the max height's higher, the horizontal distance is longer. And you can tell that here. And so what happens is the distance is farther, 3.25 meters, and the time is also longer. And from that, you still find the same components and everything, and the angle in this case was higher, so it's closer to the vertical, because it's past 45 degrees. So the vertical may be, the vertical velocity might be more than the horizontal, but that doesn't mean that you're going a shorter distance. It actually means you're going farther, and you give yourself more hang time in the air. And also, as you work down the page, the max height, again using the vertical component times half the time, gives you 1.1 meters, which is considerably larger than the 0.44, meaning that I jumped higher. Therefore, I jumped farther as well, as you can see. And so that's how the math works.